Shut up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Vesta 67's workshop. Welcome to issue 100 of Build Your Own Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 from the year 1967 by our good old friends over at DeAgostini. Now, if you'd like to grab this for yourself and build this 1/6 scale car with me, pop over to their website. There's a clickable link in the description below. And you too can be building this along with me. Let's have a quick scope through this week's magazine. All American is automobiles for the police there. This is the Ford Taurus sedan fitted with a 3.7 litre aluminum block V6 Mustang engine. Yeah, certainly know how to do a cop car out in the States, I'll give them that. Gives you loads of information and blurbage there. Look at that, Dodge Coronet. Lincoln Phaetons, yeah, back in the day. Step by step, we got the front firewall and brake surveys stuff that's going to be assembled today. All of the bits and pieces there. Nice, simple to follow instructions as well. Tells you all the bits and bobs that you need, where they all fit, how to put it all together. And the final result is this. We're going to end up with the bulkhead, a side inner wall, and then the radiator. You can see what we're doing. We're building the inner cube, so to speak, that fits around the engine block. Next up, you've got AJ Foyt, an archetypal US driver there. Look at that. It's a big old beastie pops that he's strapped into there, isn't it? Imagine that, gunning along in that. Open face, bullet helmet and all. Oh, legends. There he is there, wearing sunglasses, greets the public after winning at Le Mans in '67. Beside him, Dan Gurney, his teammate. And this was the 935 at the 24 Hours of Daytona in '83. He won here in a car which, in theory, should never have raced. There you go. And, yeah, Foyt there with Gurney doing a lap of honour after their '67 24-hour Le Mans victory. And then there he is there alongside driver Scott Sharp in '96. The year Sharp won the IRL title at the wheel of a Lola Ford, part of his own team there. So that's that magazine done, folks. So we'll put that to one side, and when we come back, we'll do a bit of assembly for you. We'll grab these two bits and put them together, like so. And we'll send the screw in and hone that, like that. And get them two bits together nicely. And then this little pipe here is going to go with the bows downwards. And we're going in this hole at the front, like that, and this hole at the back. Say square hole at the back, like so. And what I'm going to do on mine is I'm going to put a little bit of glue in there to stop it folding out. So I'll bring that in, because I know what will happen where I'm handling it. It will want to keep pinging out, and I don't want that to happen. It should retain itself like that. That's what I'm hoping. Just to be on the safe side. Put a little bit of glue in. There you go. So we'll grab this half here with a little Woodruff key. There's a Woodruff key there, and join them two together like so. And then we've got another PS14 screw going right in the back there. Like so. Grab that, and we've got PS5 screw going in the back of that. So let's pop a bit of oil on. And then send that in the back there. And that's that piece in place. Okay. So we now want 100H and 100G, which is these two bits. You've got a little peg on here, and that's going to go in like so. Okay. And then we're going to spin that round, and that's going to have another PS14 screw shoved in the back there. Okay, so let's drop that in like so. And that's that in place. We then want to press these two halves together like so. You've got a peg and a hole, so you want that lined up with that, 12 and 6 o'clock. Press it together, and then that is joined again with a PS14. So let's send that in place, a little bit of oil, and then we can screw that in situ. Just like so. Which is what we want there. Okay. We then want piece 100J, and that is going on this tube. Okay, so let's pop that in place. Put the tube on the little peg, and then I'll drop a little bit of glue on it as well, just to retain that in situ. It's not compulsory, but I tend to do it just so that it stops it pinging off. A little bit of extra film, like so, and then that is going to go in here. Okay, so we want it to go in, I do believe, at a slightly jaunty angle, in like so. Okay, is what you want. That's the vacuum pipe for the servo brakes, and then just click that back on. That clip retains that cover, and then that is going to go on this bulkhead here. Okay, it can only go to one way because you've got the cutouts, etc., and you've got a peg. So locate the large ones in there. The peg then drops into situ, just like so. And that's going to go in with PS14s as well. Let's grab 2 of those. Grab a bit of oil. Let that do its thing. And then we'll grab that, locate them pegs in situ, and then get the first screw in at the top. And then the second one down at the bottom there. Like that. Just check it's all lining up, which it is. And that's in place now. There you go. So that's that done. I'm happy with that. And then where that peg is, I'm just going to drop a little tinky wincy bit of glue on the peg, like that. And then we got a firewall fitting, which is this. That's going on there, and that's got a PS14 screw to hold that in place. So if we grab that, put a little bit of oil on her, and then we can locate that. You've got a peg that goes straight in there like that, and then whilst holding that in place, resting that on my pinky, straight in there, and that's that in place. So we're now looking like this, folks. Okay, we then want the right bulkhead with the radiator, which is here. We want to bring that in, and we now want to fit this bulkhead to the edge of it. Okay, so let's turn it the correct way up, and we want these 2 lugs here are going to go in these 2 holes at the back like so. Okay, so we'll do it where we can see it, and then we're going to be using PS11 screws, the ones with the built-in washers, folks. So we'll grab those. Plenty of oil on there, and again, bear in mind you're going into plastics. You don't need to be too heavy-handed. And we'll just screw that in. Do it so that it bites, but don't over tighten them, folks. Like so, and then we do the bottom one and retain that. Just like that. And that is that. So that's what we should have. We've got our wire and we've got our tubage that's going across there. We're happy with that. Just double checking me work just to make sure it looks accurate. Just want to quickly see whether or not that rubber hose needed to go onto anything, and it does. You've got a tinsy-wincy little peg right down there where my fingernail is, and we want to pop that pipe on there like so. Okay, you can see it clearly now. Now that that's on, I'm just going to put another little dab of extra fin in there, just so that that bonds. Any excess will wick off quite happily and evaporate. But I kind of want that like so. So that's where we're at, folks. That's what we got today. Don't forget, if you'd like to grab this and build along with me, folks, head over to the DeAgostini website. There's a clickable link below in the description. And you too can have this on your bench. Also, to help me out, you can click little fester in the corner there and subscribe to my channel. I'll be eternally grateful. Whilst you're there, ring the bell, select all to get notified of future content. Remember to like, subscribe and hype the video, folks. It really does help me out and grow the channel. Thank you so much for coming in and keeping me company. Stay safe and well. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.